Waking up to pee at night might seem harmless, but it could be silently draining your health, energy, and quality of life. In this video, you'll learn the root cause and one simple change that can help you sleep through the night again. Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night with the urge to use the bathroom, even though you thought you hadn't drunk much before bed? If so, you're not alone. Millions of people deal with nighttime urination, also known as nocturia, and most simply accepted as a normal part of life or aging. But here's something few people realize. This seemingly minor inconvenience might actually be your body trying to signal something deeper, something worth paying attention to. Interrupted sleep is more than just frustrating. It's one of the most underestimated disruptors of our well-being. When your sleep is disturbed, even for a few minutes, it breaks the cycle your brain and body need to restore, repair, and reset. And it doesn't just leave you groggy the next day. Studies have shown that disrupted sleep over time can contribute to reduced immune response, impaired memory, hormone imbalance, and even blood sugar issues. Here in the US, it's common for adults over 40 to experience 2 or more nighttime trips to the bathroom, and most chalk it up to aging or prostate health. But what if age isn't the main culprit? What if your body is reacting to something completely within your control? We live in a world filled with habits that, without us realizing, directly interfere with our ability to rest. Everything from what we eat for dinner, to how we wind down before bed, to the temperature and lighting in our bedrooms can impact our sleep and our bladder. One surprising factor? The hormone that helps you retain fluids overnight, vasopressin, naturally declines as we age. But here's the twist. Certain foods, stress levels, and even irregular sleep schedules can interfere with how this hormone functions. So even if you're not technically too old, your body might already be responding as if it is. What's worse, many people try to solve the problem by simply drinking less water in the evening. While that might reduce the urge to urinate at night temporarily, it can also lead to dehydration, which places stress on the kidneys and actually increases urine concentration, making you more likely to wake up. So the question isn't just about drinking less. It's about what you're consuming, how your body is processing it, and what patterns you're reinforcing day after day. Now here's where things get even more interesting. There's growing evidence that certain everyday foods and drinks, many of which are considered healthy or even relaxing, can quietly sabotage your ability to sleep through the night. Take herbal teas, for example. Many people sip a cup before bed, thinking it will help them relax. But did you know that several popular bedtime blends contain natural diuretics? Ingredients like hibiscus, dandelion, and even some citrus peels can gently stimulate the kidneys, increasing urine output just when you're trying to sleep. Then there's salt, more specifically, the hidden salt in processed or convenience foods. Even if you don't add salt to your meals, chances are you're consuming more than your body needs, especially during dinner. Excess sodium prompts your body to release more fluid. And yes, you guessed it, that means more nighttime bathroom trips. Let's not forget sugar. A late-night dessert might feel harmless, even comforting. But sugar spikes insulin, which triggers a cascade of hormonal reactions that can disrupt sleep and fluid regulation. It's a domino effect that few people ever connect to their nighttime habits. But here's the good news. Once you understand what's really going on, you can start making one simple change that sets off a chain of benefits. This small shift, something you can start implementing tonight, can dramatically improve your ability to sleep through the night naturally and wake up truly rested. And to make it even better, I'll share something extra at the end of this video, a natural bonus you probably already have at home, which can amplify your results and support deep, uninterrupted rest. But it's only truly effective if you understand and apply the key steps first. Now, it's important to follow along closely, because when it comes to natural health solutions, precision matters. A small mistake in timing or dosage, even with natural ingredients, can limit results or even work against you. That's why what comes next is crucial. We're going to dive into what your body might be trying to tell you through these nighttime signals. Because if you learn to listen properly, you won't just reduce nighttime urination. You'll reclaim your nights, your rest, and your energy. And the next step is one of the most important. Ignoring it not only puts all your efforts at risk, It may even worsen the very thing you're trying to fix. Your body speaks in quiet signals long before it raises its voice. And one of the clearest signals it gives, yet one of the most ignored, is the urge to urinate during the night. While it may seem like a minor inconvenience, this signal often points to something deeper, and when understood properly, it can guide you toward lasting, natural relief. Let's begin with a fascinating truth. Your kidneys don't stop working while you sleep, but they're supposed to slow down. Under ideal conditions, your body releases a hormone called vasopressin that tells the kidneys to concentrate urine, so you produce less of it at night. This is how we're naturally designed to sleep uninterrupted for 6 to 8 hours. Now here's the twist. When your body is under stress, whether from poor diet, dehydration, blood sugar imbalances, or even too much artificial light before bed, vasopressin doesn't do its job as effectively. That means your kidneys keep producing urine at daytime levels even when your body desperately needs to rest. The result? A full bladder wakes you up. It's your body's way of saying, something's off. And here's where it gets even more interesting. That nightly interruption isn't just about your bladder. It's often tied to how your body is processing fluids and nutrients throughout the day. Let's take a closer look at how that works. First, there's insulin. Most people know insulin as the hormone that helps regulate blood sugar. But fewer people realize that insulin also affects fluid retention. If your blood sugar is unstable, especially after a heavy dinner or sugary dessert, your insulin levels rise. This in turn signals the kidneys to excrete more sodium, dragging water along with it. That's right. What you eat at 7 p.m. might be why you're waking up at 2 a.m. Second, caffeine and alcohol. Common evening companions in many households, especially in North America. Even if consumed hours earlier, both substances can have lingering effects on the bladder and kidneys. Caffeine is a known diuretic and stimulant. Alcohol interferes with the production of vasopressin and relaxes the bladder muscles. If you've ever noticed your sleep is lighter or more interrupted after an evening drink, this is why. Third, and this surprises many, light exposure. Bright indoor lighting or scrolling on your phone before bed suppresses melatonin, your sleep hormone. But melatonin also interacts with vasopressin. Without enough melatonin, the cascade of hormones that tell your kidneys to slow down is disrupted. So now we have a chain reaction. Late-night sugar or alcohol, bright light, low melatonin, low vasopressin, more urine. Your body isn't broken. It's following instructions based on the signals you give it. But here's where the power lies. You can change the signals. One powerful way to start? Look at your dinner and evening habits. Choose a lighter dinner at least 3 hours before bed. Avoid excess salt, hidden sugars, and heavy carbs. Opt for foods rich in magnesium and tryptophan, nutrients that support muscle relaxation and hormone balance. Think sautéed spinach with a slice of turkey, or a small bowl of oatmeal with banana slices. Simple, nourishing, effective. Another helpful tip: regulate your evening light. Try switching to dim, warm lighting after sunset. If you must use screens, use a blue light filter. These small changes can help your melatonin production rise naturally, giving vasopressin the hormonal support it needs. And if you enjoy an evening beverage, consider switching to something bladder-friendly. Warm water with a slice of ginger, or a small cup of chamomile without added herbs that may stimulate the kidneys. Every choice you make after dinner is a message to your body. When you align those choices with your natural biology, your sleep becomes deeper, longer, and more restorative. By now, you may already be realizing that nighttime urination isn't a random event. It's a coordinated response, and more importantly, it's reversible. We're not just talking about reducing trips to the bathroom. We're talking about teaching your body to rest again, to enter that deep, uninterrupted state of renewal that only true sleep can offer. And remember, everything we've discussed so far sets the stage. Because the next step involves uncovering a hidden trigger that might be part of your daily routine, something most people overlook, that silently aggravates your bladder while you sleep. Ignoring this can undo all the progress you've made, and in some cases, make things worse. That's why what comes next is essential, and not just for your nights, but for your long-term health as well. Many people are surprised to learn that the very foods they believe are helping them start their day right could be setting the stage for a restless night. The connection between what you consume in the morning and how often you wake up to urinate at night might not seem obvious at first, but once you understand how these habits affect your entire system, it becomes impossible to ignore. Let's talk about breakfast, the meal we've been taught to treat as the most important of the day. In North America, breakfast often includes things like orange juice, sweetened yogurt, toast with jam, pancakes, waffles, or boxed cereals. While these foods are quick and convenient, many are loaded with added sugars and refined carbohydrates. This might give you a short burst of energy, but it can also trigger a wave of hormonal responses that disrupt your balance for the rest of the day. When you start your day with a sugar spike, your body releases a surge of insulin. That insulin doesn't just handle blood sugar, it also affects how your body retains sodium and water. The more insulin you produce, the more your kidneys are pushed to excrete excess sodium, pulling water along with it. Over time, this process may increase your sensitivity to fluid imbalances, especially at night. But there's another layer to this: inflammation. Sugar and processed foods contribute to low-grade inflammation throughout the body, including in sensitive tissues like the bladder. A mildly inflamed bladder becomes more reactive, more easily stimulated, more prone to spasms, and less capable of holding urine comfortably for extended periods. And once your bladder becomes overly sensitive, even small amounts of urine can wake you up. Now consider this. The foods you eat in the morning set your hormonal and metabolic rhythm for the day. If that rhythm is unstable, your sleep at night is more likely to be disrupted, not just by your bladder, but also by your nervous system. That means anxiety, restlessness, or waking up without knowing exactly why. Let's look at one of the biggest culprits: fruit juice. A typical glass of orange juice has nearly as much sugar as a can of soda. While it does provide some vitamins, the concentrated sugar causes a spike in blood glucose and insulin. Even if consumed in the morning, that metabolic disruption can ripple into the evening, especially if repeated daily. And then there are low-fat or fat-free yogurts. Marketed as healthy, many of them contain high levels of added sugars to compensate for flavor. They may seem like a light breakfast choice, but their impact on blood sugar is anything but light. Even so-called whole-grain cereals can cause rapid blood sugar elevations if they're processed or loaded with sweeteners. The fiber content often isn't enough to counterbalance the glycemic hit, especially when paired with milk that has its own sugar content in the form of lactose. But here's the hopeful part. When you begin your day with slow-digesting, nutrient-rich foods, you send a completely different signal to your body. You establish a more stable blood sugar pattern, which helps regulate your hormones, calm inflammation, and support better sleep. Instead of juice, try starting with a piece of whole fruit, like a pear or apple, paired with a protein source. Swap out sugary yogurt for plain Greek yogurt with a sprinkle of chia seeds and cinnamon. Trade refined cereals for steel-cut oats or scrambled eggs with avocado. These kinds of choices provide steady energy without overstimulating your system. It's not just about avoiding sugar. It's about reducing the long-term irritants to your body's systems, especially the ones involved in fluid regulation and sleep. What you eat in the morning may seem far removed from what happens during the night, but your body doesn't operate in isolated compartments. It's one continuous feedback loop. By choosing foods that stabilize your metabolism, reduce inflammation, and support hormonal harmony, you'll be reducing the stress load on your bladder, day and night. The body is incredibly intelligent. It adapts to the signals we give it. But when those signals are confusing or stressful, the body can only respond in kind. You may not feel the effects right away, but over time, the accumulation builds. If you're waking up once, twice, or even more each night, and you've never considered how breakfast could be part of the problem, now is the time to take a closer look. Because sometimes, the path to a better night's sleep begins the moment you open your eyes in the morning. And yet, even the best breakfast can't protect you if what you do right before bed is sending the wrong signals. The next step is critical, not just for avoiding night wakings, but for helping your body shift into the deep, healing state it was designed for. Miss this next part, and you might be unknowingly undoing all the progress you've made during the day. You can make all the right decisions during the day, But what you do in the final hour before bed can either reinforce your progress or quietly reverse it. That's because your body treats bedtime as a crucial signal. And if that signal is unclear or contradictory, your brain and bladder won't know how to respond. The hour before sleep is when your body begins preparing for repair, memory consolidation, and hormonal balancing. But to activate those processes fully, it needs consistency and calm, not confusion. Unfortunately, many common nighttime habits unintentionally create internal noise, making it harder for your systems to slow down. Let's begin with something simple but overlooked: temperature. If your bedroom is too warm, your body struggles to cool down, a necessary step for the onset of deep sleep. But here's the surprising part: a warmer room also increases urine production. That's because as your body attempts to cool itself through sweating and respiration, your kidneys shift fluid balance to compensate. A cool, dark bedroom, ideally between 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit, helps not only with sleep initiation, but with stabilizing your fluid regulation. Next, consider your final beverage of the day. Many people enjoy a warm drink in the evening to relax, but the choice of drink matters more than you think. Herbal teas, especially blends labeled for relaxation, often contain ingredients like hibiscus, lemongrass, or dandelion, all natural diuretics. These gently stimulate kidney activity, which might be helpful during the day, but not when you're trying to sleep uninterrupted. Instead, opt for something that soothes the nervous system without triggering the bladder. A small cup of warm almond milk with a pinch of cinnamon, or water infused with ginger slices, can offer comfort without stimulating urination. Even a diluted chamomile tea, provided it's free from added herbs, can help support relaxation without overworking your kidneys. Another common disruptor? Screens. Watching a show or scrolling your phone seems harmless, but the blue light emitted interferes with melatonin, the sleep hormone responsible for signaling your body that it's time to rest. As melatonin levels drop, so do vasopressin levels, the hormone that helps concentrate urine during the night. This cascade reduces your body's ability to suppress urine production, increasing the chance that you'll wake up to a full bladder. Reducing screen time at least 60 minutes before bed, or using blue light filters, can help restore your melatonin cycle. Instead, try dim lighting, soft music, or light reading to wind down. The goal is to reduce sensory stimulation and let your body transition gradually into a restful state. The foods you eat before bed matter too. Heavy, salty, or high-protein snacks can increase metabolic activity and stimulate urine production. Even something as simple as a bowl of popcorn with extra salt can cause the body to adjust its fluid balance while you sleep. If you feel hungry, reach for light, moisture-balancing snacks. A few slices of banana, a spoonful of almond butter, or a couple of unsalted walnuts. Let's talk timing. If you go to bed too soon after dinner, digestion is still active and your body's core temperature remains elevated, both of which interfere with deep sleep. Try to finish eating at least 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. This gives your body time to shift from digestion to rest mode. Likewise, reducing overall fluid intake in the hour before bed, without cutting water entirely, can make a difference. The goal is balance, not deprivation. And finally, one of the most underrated habits: breathing. Deep diaphragmatic breathing before bed activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the part responsible for rest and repair. Just 5 minutes of intentional breathing can reduce cortisol, ease muscle tension, and encourage hormonal balance. When your nervous system is calm, your bladder is less reactive, and you're more likely to sleep through the night. All of these changes might seem small on their own, but together, they form a powerful ritual, a message to your body that it's safe to rest, that no emergency is present, that everything can slow down now. And when your body receives that message clearly, it responds, it resets, it restores. This is how you teach your bladder and your entire system that nighttime is for healing, not alertness. But remember, these calming habits only work if your body isn't fighting against a deeper issue, and there's one in particular, a hidden source of internal irritation that silently increases nighttime urination for millions without them ever realizing it. Ignoring this next factor not only slows your progress, It can quietly worsen the problem over time, even if all your other habits are perfect. That's why what comes next could be the most important insight of all. There's a reason why some people do everything right, adjust their evening routine, eat balanced meals, limit fluids before bed, and still wake up in the middle of the night needing to urinate. The explanation often lies beneath the surface in something many don't even think about: low-grade internal inflammation. Inflammation isn't always dramatic. Sometimes it's quiet, invisible, persistent, and it doesn't need to come from injury or illness. It can stem from what we eat, how we move, the air we breathe, and even how much stress we carry each day. While inflammation has a role in healing, chronic low-grade inflammation acts like static in the background, disrupting communication between organs and systems that are meant to work in harmony. One of the systems most affected? The urinary tract. The bladder is incredibly sensitive. It's lined with cells that respond to temperature, pressure, acidity, and chemical signals. When this lining becomes irritated, even slightly, it becomes more reactive, triggering the need to urinate more frequently, even when the bladder isn't full. For many people, this isn't a urinary problem at all. It's an inflammatory one. Certain foods, especially common in North American diets, are known to promote inflammation. Processed meats, refined sugars, trans fats, artificial sweeteners, and excessive alcohol intake all contribute. Even gluten and dairy, especially in their processed forms, can cause subtle immune responses in sensitive individuals. When these foods are consumed regularly, they create a simmering state of irritation in the gut, bloodstream, and yes, the bladder. But the impact goes beyond diet. Sedentary lifestyles, chronic stress, and exposure to environmental toxins like pollution or synthetic fragrances also fuel this internal fire. The body doesn't always scream when it's inflamed. Sometimes it simply nudges you through discomfort, fatigue, or an unexpected nighttime trip to the bathroom. The good news is that inflammation responds quickly to the right inputs. And that starts with natural, anti-inflammatory foods and lifestyle choices that gently restore balance. Turmeric, for example, contains curcumin, a compound known for its powerful anti-inflammatory properties. When combined with a pinch of black pepper, its absorption is enhanced. Ginger, another root used for centuries in traditional medicine, helps calm the digestive tract and reduces systemic inflammation. Leafy greens like kale and spinach are rich in antioxidants that support cellular repair. And omega-3 fatty acids, found in fatty fish, flax seeds, and walnuts, act as modulators, turning down the volume on chronic inflammation. You don't need to overhaul your entire lifestyle overnight. Start with small shifts. Replace processed snacks with raw nuts or fruit. Choose herbal infusions made from anti-inflammatory plants. Take 5 minutes a day to practice deep breathing or light stretching, which supports lymphatic flow and lowers cortisol. Hydration also matters, but the type of water you drink makes a difference. Filtered water free from chlorine and heavy metals helps reduce the body's toxic burden. Staying hydrated throughout the day, not just chugging water before bed, supports kidney function and reduces the need for overnight detoxification. Your body is constantly working to maintain balance. When inflammation is reduced, the bladder becomes calmer, less reactive, and more efficient. You'll not only notice fewer nighttime interruptions, but also improvements in digestion, mood, and energy. And here's something many people overlook. Inflammation affects more than the bladder. It can alter the way your hormones behave, including those responsible for sleep and fluid retention. By addressing inflammation, you're not just solving one problem, you're creating a healthier internal environment across the board. You've already taken steps to prepare your body for rest. Now, you're helping it stay in that restful state by quieting the internal signals that often go unnoticed but make a big difference. Because while it might seem unrelated, that gentle but persistent inflammation could be the reason your body won't stay asleep. And calming it may be the missing key to restoring peace during the night. Still, none of these changes will unlock their full potential without addressing the final piece of the puzzle. There is one natural ingredient, often overlooked, that has shown remarkable effects in supporting bladder health and sleep quality when prepared correctly. It's not about quick fixes or trends, but about respecting how your body functions. Ignoring this step can limit your results or even create new imbalances. That's why what comes next could be the most transformative change of all. At this point, you've uncovered many of the hidden forces that contribute to nighttime urination. From the food you eat to the light you're exposed to, the way you manage stress, and the silent role of inflammation. Each layer has brought you closer to the natural balance your body needs to truly rest. But now it's time to talk about something tangible. A simple, natural tool that has been used quietly across cultures, and that science is only beginning to recognize for its powerful effects on bladder health and deep sleep. Pumpkin seeds. That's right. These small, often overlooked seeds contain a wealth of nutrients specifically beneficial for urinary tract function, hormonal balance, and inflammation control. Rich in zinc, magnesium, omega-3s, and phytosterols, pumpkin seeds work on multiple levels to support the body's nighttime rhythms. Let's start with zinc. This essential mineral plays a key role in supporting the prostate in men and the urinary tract in women. Low zinc levels are associated with increased urinary urgency and frequency, particularly at night. Zinc also supports the immune system and regulates inflammation, both critical to calming the bladder and promoting restorative sleep. Magnesium is another powerful element in pumpkin seeds. It relaxes the muscles, including those in the bladder wall, helping to reduce spasms and overactivity. This not only supports better sleep, but also enhances the quality of that sleep, making it deeper and more restorative. Then there's the anti-inflammatory action. Phytosterols, plant-based compounds found abundantly in pumpkin seeds, have been shown to reduce inflammation in the prostate and urinary tract, helping to ease pressure and improve flow. For people dealing with nocturia driven by low-grade inflammation, this is a gentle yet effective way to restore balance. So how do you use them? It's not just about grabbing a handful of seeds. The preparation matters. Take 1 tablespoon of raw, unsalted pumpkin seeds and lightly toast them in a dry pan for 2 to 3 minutes, just until they become slightly golden and aromatic. Allow them to cool and eat them about an hour before bed. Chew them thoroughly, as this improves nutrient absorption and activates the beneficial oils. If you prefer, you can blend them into a smoothie with banana and a touch of cinnamon, or mix them with a small spoonful of almond butter. Just avoid adding sugars, salts, or other additives that could interfere with the benefits. The goal is to create a calming, nourishing ritual that supports your body's natural sleep cycles. And now, as promised from the beginning, here's the bonus tip: a natural combination that amplifies the effects of pumpkin seeds and supports the entire system involved in nighttime rest. Chamomile tea infused with a small amount of green banana extract. Green banana extract is rich in prebiotic fiber and tryptophan, a precursor to serotonin and melatonin, both essential for deep sleep. When combined with the calming effects of chamomile, this simple drink helps relax the nervous system, reduce bladder sensitivity, and promote steady hormonal function through the night. To prepare it, steep 1 chamomile tea bag in hot water for 5 to 7 minutes. Once the tea has cooled slightly, stir in a teaspoon of green banana extract. Sip it slowly about 30 to 45 minutes before sleep. This combination, alongside the pumpkin seed practice, forms a powerful pair that supports the entire rest and repair cycle. You're not masking symptoms. You're working with your body, gently guiding it back to the rhythm it was designed to follow. And with that, you now hold a complete system in your hands. One that's simple, natural, and deeply rooted in how the body truly works. From inflammation to light, from food to breath, from seed to sleep. Knowledge, when applied, becomes power. And when you take control of your nightly routine, one small change at a time, you give your body the message it's been waiting for, that it's safe, supported, and ready to rest. If this message spoke to you, take a moment to pass it forward. Share it with someone you care about. Because restful sleep isn't just a luxury, it's the foundation for everything else we hope to feel in life: energy, clarity, calm, and joy. And if you want more natural, science-backed strategies to support your health, remember to subscribe, like, and stay connected. This journey is just beginning, and every night of peaceful sleep is a step toward the life you truly deserve.